Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Ward 4 Citywide Town Hall meeting. My name is Tangie Warrior, and I have the honor of being your MC tonight. On behalf of Councilman Roger Gay, thank you all for being here this evening and for your continued engagement and commitment to our community. At this time, I would like to invite Elder Catheryne Martin forward to lead us in tonight's invocation.
Well, amen. Good evening to you, my neighbors, friends, and other leaders of College Park and Ward 4, and especially Councilman Gay. Let us pray. Dear Father, we thank you for the privilege of gathering together to serve Ward 4, our community. We pray that you will open our eyes to see your hand at work in every aspect of this meeting. We ask for continued wisdom, patience, and understanding as we present, listen to, discuss the matters and issues before us. Father, grant our ward, our city, our leaders the insight to make wise decisions that will promote, make peace and order and justice for our residents. May we work together with Councilman Roderick Gay in harmony and treat one another with respect and kindness. We will always give you all the praises, the honor, and the glory that's always so richly yours for all you have done for Ward 4 and for our families and for the city of College Park. And all who would agree say a resounding amen.
Thank you so much, Elder Martin, for those inspiring words. And at this time, I would like to welcome Selissa Jefferson, Ward 4, BIDA Appointee, for our welcome and greeting.
Okay. Thank you, Tangie. Isn't she doing a wonderful job? Greetings, mighty Ward 4. Let's give it up. I mean, we have done an amazing works, right? You look at our community, you see a 360-degree revitalization, okay? And so we are so thankful, and we're staying in grace and gratitude for the leadership of Councilman Roger Gay, as well as our First Lady, Mrs. Pamela Stoner Gay. Let's keep them in our prayer, keep them lifted, keep them inspired, because they are doing amazing work in our community. Also, our College Park finest. Thank you to our College Park Police Department, Fire Department, our EMTs. They are our fortress to keep us safe. And we thank you for your service and your sacrifice every day to keep us whole as a community. Just like when you enter Ward 4, you guys see the signs. It says, we are alive and we all are family. Aren't we alive and all family today? Give yourselves a round of applause. We also acknowledge our city officials that are here. I think I've seen our city manager, Michael Hicks, back there. And so we welcome them as well. Let's keep them in our prayer and keep our community in our prayer. You know, we may look at our right and our left, we may not see some of our neighbors because they are here with us in spirit. So I would like for us to have a moment of silence. Our late Congressman David Scott recently passed away, but we have so many neighbors and leaders that we stand on their shoulders for their service and sacrifice to our communities, for us to have our civil liberties. So I ask for a moment of silence. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. Jefferson. At this time, we would hear a brief greeting from our elected officials and distinguished guests. We are grateful for their presence and continue servicing our community. To help us remain on schedule, we ask each speaker will have approximately 2 minutes for remarks this evening. And at this time, I think we have our city manager. Would you help me welcome our city manager, Michael Hicks.
Thank you, Mr. Warrior. To Councilman Gay, to Mr. Gay, thank you all. Listen, Ward 4, Robb Pitts always say that I know I'm gonna get in trouble because College Park is my favorite. Well, folks, I grew up in Ward 4. Okay, I grew up in what was called Jamestown Plaza at the time. Then we moved across the street to Chapman Springs Road. So I grew up in that area. So Councilman Gay, this is kind of special for me. I put together a presentation. I understand I only have 2 minutes. So if I could just take a couple more minutes, because I want to take my time with this group, if you don't mind. James, let's go through it. We're going to talk about some updates. I'm going to give you some budget updates. And my City Manager's Action Committee, CMAC, I would like for some of you to think about being on that committee, okay? From the City Manager's office, I want you all to be involved in what we're doing with your money, okay, what we're doing with projects. If you see a road paving and you don't know what's going on, well, somebody on the committee could tell you that we're spending splash dollars to do that. Okay, I want you all to get involved. Also, AI, how many of you know that we've installed AI in College Park? Well, we have AI, and I want to make sure that our seniors can use it, okay? During the hours between 8 and 5, we have it turned on, so you can call AI and say, I'm having trouble with my water bill. Well, AI will transfer you to customer service, okay? You can talk to it like you talk to a human being. Also, Councilman Gay, I put Ward 4 tree planting, because what Councilman Gay has done is he's planted trees in Ward 4 so that others can water it. Normally they would say, you plant trees where you normally won't see them grow. But Councilman Gay have planted trees so that other young folks can come behind him and do these things that he's done. The new playground equipment, okay, the Phillip Park restroom restoration. You're gonna hear about that a little later. Security cameras we got in the park. The dog park, he's gonna talk about that and more. Also, the Botanical Gardens is coming, and also a little bit of Hawthorne Station. It's between Ward 2 and Ward 4, so I got a little bit of a combination with that. Next slide, I'll move rapidly. So the budget updates. How many of you all have watched the budgets? Because it's your money that we're spending, okay? Thank goodness we have completed all of the budget meetings for all of the department heads and mayor and council. So on Monday, we're gonna have our first budget hearing for the citizens. So please tune in to see if you have any comments, come down, make those comments. This is your money, okay, that you provided us to be good stewards on, okay? So please take, close attention to that. Let's go on next slide real quick. So my CMAC committee, City Managers Action Committee. Again, you all think about being part of that committee, because that's how you get involved. That's how you stay involved, to know what we're doing with your money, okay? We got a lot of projects going on in the city, and I want you guys to be in tune with what we're doing with your dollars. Are we being good stewards with your money? So please think about being on that committee. And all of those committee members, we tie you right back to our strategic goals. Let's go to those goals, James. I'm gonna go right to the goals. Strategic goals, I'll name them for you. Local economy and growth, quality of life, transportation and mobility, public safety and security, and governance and customer service. Those are the 5 goals that we're gonna tie the committee members back to. Local economy and growth. But see, it's when we're gonna turn some dirt in 6 West. I'd like for you guys to be on that committee. Quality of life. Councilman Gay has done all these things in Ward 4 that enhance your quality of life, right? Transportation and mobility. How do you know we got a pilot project coming on with the automatic transportation network, where we're gonna have this actual pilot that goes from around the GICC, around the parking lot, back to the station. So that's coming. So I'd like for you guys to be active on this committee so you can be involved with what's going on in your city. We're building it, we're moving fast, and we don't want to leave our seniors behind. So we want you guys to be involved. Next slide, real quick. Again, just some of the committee charges. Again, some of the charges is going to be, we just want you guys to just be involved and stay focused on what we're doing, okay? Again, we're going to offer ideas for one college park and the way that we spend your money. Let's keep rolling, James. Some of the charges, I talked about the strategic goals. I don't want to bore you with that. Let's keep the Ward 4 additions, I think I alluded to that earlier. Just keep going through that, James. And again, Councilman Gay, kudos to you for all the stuff that you're doing with Ward 4. Y'all give them a hand. It's amazing. I mean, I've been in College Park for 10 years now, and so I've seen the transformation. I've seen what happens when council members work together. I've seen what happens when the city manager is on the same page with the council members, okay, so that he or she can see what they're doing. So congratulations to you, man. What an awesome, awesome job. Let's keep going. See, I was a member of Toastmasters a long time ago, and Toastmasters give you a time limit. So I may have done that in maybe 3.5 minutes. So, Councilman Gay, do you want me to take questions at the end? Okay, well, thank you all. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's give it up for our city manager for taking the bull by the horn. At this time, I would like to welcome Denise Perkins, who is our Ward 4 Executive Project Manager.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for coming out. It's a really good crowd. That's great to see that many people are interested in what's going on in their community. We have a special guest this evening who wants to address us, and I think that you'll be able to get some helpful information as well on the county level. And that's Chairman Robb Pitts. You want to come up around?
Well, thank you very much, and thank you all for the opportunity. I don't consider myself to be a special guest, just a guest, to be here to address you as one of the 15 cities within Fulton County. Atlanta gets all of the attention and all the credit, but Atlanta is only one of 15 cities within Fulton County, and Councilman Gay has heard me say this any number of times. Of the 15, College Park is my favorite. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here tonight. I say that everywhere I go because I really mean that. Because I think that the potential for College Park is so great with the right leadership in this ward under Councilman Gay. I think is just exemplary of what can happen. Fulton County is the largest county in the state of Georgia, most populous. But what you may not know is that there are 3,250 plus counties in the United States of America. And your Fulton County, Georgia is ranked number 4. Now, when you live in a place like that, and everything's going right, you can always find something, well, I don't like this, I don't like that. But when others look at what we're doing here in Fulton County with your tax dollars, we're ranked number 4 in the whole country out of 3,250 plus counties, and that's a big deal, my friends. And I can also say, take a little credit for that, most of that has come about since I've been chair of that Board of Commissioners for the past 7 or 8 years. Now, that being said, everything's not perfect. We've gone through some challenges, but again, we've come through them with flying colors. You remember COVID, we were the envy of every county in the country based upon the way we handle, without any scandal whatsoever, that federal money that we received. Every county in the country was calling me asking, how are you able to spend that money as quickly as you are and continue to provide the services that you provide? And one of the things that they talked about was, you remember during COVID testing, I cut a deal with the president of the Atlanta Hawks to allow us to use State Farm Arena as a testing site. And when other owners of sports teams in other cities and counties found out about it, they duplicated what we were doing here. And in fact, when Arthur Blank found out what we were doing with the Hawks at State Farm, he got jealous and allowed us to use Mercedes-Benz Stadium as well, not only as a testing site, but also for elections. You remember when our computer system was hacked, and that was not done by some kids, high school kids in their basement. That hack took place. It was the biggest, toughest, meanest Russian mafia gang in the world. And they called me asking for millions and millions of your tax dollars in ransom. I'm talking millions. And I said no to the Russian mob. We're not giving you one penny of the hard-earned dollars of the citizens of Fulton County. And a couple of weeks later, they went away. The FBI, Homeland Security, and all those other groups told me that it was the best decision you made, because had you paid them, they would not have gone away and would still be looking for ransom money probably on a monthly basis. So again, things aren't perfect, but we're making a lot of progress. Now, specifically as it relates to this park, the botanical gardens. Everybody's familiar with, the whole world as a matter of fact, botanical gardens in Midtown and Piedmont Park. Wonderful tourist attraction. People come from all over the world to see it, but guess what? Councilman Gay and I teamed up. The county owned land, 40 plus acres, I think 48 acres to be exact, here in College Park. He and I got together and decided now's the time to do something in partnership, the two, College Park with Fulton County, with that land. So as a result of that conversation that he and I had, you will now have a botanical gardens that will be second to none right here in College Park, Georgia. We've already broken ground. The contractors are out there working as we speak. Now that is another huge deal for College Park, but also for the southern part of Fulton County. Now, I want to be mindful of my time, because he wants to hear from you, and I want to hear as long as I can as well what you have to say about areas where we can improve. And most recently, was it yesterday? We owned another piece of land here in College Park, which we gave to the county, gave to College Park for $1 to have that dog park here. Now that's another big deal. We in Fulton County, thank you. We love our animals. In fact, some 70% of households in Fulton County have at least one pet. And that's a testament to that. And our animal shelter, which is right down the road, that's one of the finest in the whole world. It's not big enough now, but it's one of the finest in the whole world. So that's a little history of what we're doing with College Park. But the other thing I'll say in the next couple of minutes, and I'll close, all of this begins with your tax dollars. And what I try to get my colleagues to understand, that's why I guess I've been called a taxpayer's watchdog throughout my career, because it's not our money, it's your money. And one of the things that I'm most proud of since I have been chair is that Fulton County, Georgia, now has what's called a AAA bond rating. That's the highest you can get. And what that means is when we go to borrow money, which is not often, whenever we do and have to, we do so at the lowest possible interest rate. And that is another big deal for us. Your property taxes. I put a plan in place some 15 years ago to decrease your property taxes over some 15 years, and that plan has worked like magic. In fact, to the extent that the past 7 or 8 years, the millage rate has not even increased. It's been a flat 8.87 mills, even though there were people on the Board of Commissioners who wanted to increase your millage rate, your property taxes, by as much as 15%. I said no. In fact, I said hell no, not under my watch. It's not going to happen, because our citizens can't afford it. But in spite of that, we're able to continue to provide the services that we're required to provide under the Constitution of the state of Georgia. Is that bell for me, my time? Okay, just want 2 or 3 more things. Okay, just two or three more things. I've spearheaded several projects that are going to be important to the southern part of Fulton County. If you look at Fulton County in terms of three sections, the northern part of the county, Alpharetta, Johns Creek, all of that up north, they're pretty well developed. The middle part of our county, that's the city of Atlanta, pretty well developed. It's the southern part of the county, which includes College Park, not so well developed, but this is where the future is. This is why I'm so excited about the partnership that we have with the city of College Park, with Councilman Gay in particular. So there are 2 or 3 projects that we're working on now. First and foremost, we knew even before Wellstar closed Atlanta Medical Center and the facility in East Point, I and the manager, the CFO, and Anna Roach, who was our chief operating officer at the time, and Dr. Pamela Roach, the 5 of us, we have been working on a plan to bring first-class medical care to South Fulton County. When Wellstar closed, that simply accelerated what we were already working on. So here's where we are today. We have partnered with Grady Hospital, and we've come up with a plan. That plan costs $900 million, but we got that covered as well. The plan will include the following: 3 phases for medical care in South Fulton County. First phase is that freestanding emergency medical clinic, which we just had the ribbon cutting on Monday of this week. That's located in College Park. The reason that's important is because if you live in certain parts of South Fulton County and had an emergency, it was quicker for you to drive to Macon, Georgia for emergency care than it was to drive to downtown Atlanta. But that is no longer the case. That first class, and I invite you to go down to see it. It'll be open for business probably in less than a month, but we cut the ribbon. It's already, all the furniture's in. We're hiring a lot of people, so it is a jewel. The second phase of that 3-phase project will be a freestanding medical office building, which will house all of the specialties: urology, cardiology, and all of those ologies. I can't remember all of them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But specifically also to include specialties in Black women's health and infant mortality. We're working quietly with CHOA, Children's Hospital of Atlanta. They will also have a presence here in South Fulton County for the very first time. And the granddaddy of it all will be a brand new 200-bed, state-of-the-art hospital as a part of this complex right here in South Fulton County. Price tag, $900 million. That sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. $300 million is coming from the county, $300 million is coming from Grady, and $300 million is coming from the Fulton DeKalb Hospital Authority. They'll be raising money privately, but that is done. We've signed off on the financing package, so it's just a matter of time. But I invite you to go to take a look at the emergency clinic right now. And the other big project that we're working on is another senior citizens facility on the south side. And we love our seniors in Fulton County. And evidence of that, once again, is when I get calls from my colleagues from across the country. Well, how are y'all able to do what you do for your seniors? For just one example, the senior ride program, $1 per ride. It takes seniors to their doctors, to the pharmacy, and to the grocery store. And we spend about $12 million a year on this program. But for this program, there are seniors who would not have a way to get to their doctors, their pharmacy, or the grocery store. So we're very proud of that, and that program is going to continue. Although there was a move on the part of some of my colleagues to increase, and I said, hell no, it's not going to happen under my watch, because we love our seniors and we take care of our seniors. So I think the future is really bright for Fulton County. We're number 4 now. There are counties that have more people than we have. There are counties that have larger land areas than we have. But there's only 3 or 4, from an influence point of view, more important in these United States of America than your Fulton County, Georgia. I've been proud to serve you. I've never embarrassed you. I've always looked out for your tax dollars and look forward to continuing to serve. So thank you all for the opportunity to be here. And before I have to get back up to Alpharetta now, I represent the whole county. I've started in, where did I start? We start somewhere up north. Then came south, got to go back and then back. That's just the way it is. that's the job. So thank you all very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Let's give it up. Thank you. Great job. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Again, thank you, Chairman Pitts, for your remarks and being with us this evening. At this time, we'll move into updates regarding upcoming community and infrastructure projects. Please help me welcome our fire chief to provide updates regarding current and upcoming projects and initiatives.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Sterling Jones, your fire chief. I'm here with a couple members of my staff, my deputy chief, Randall Slaughter, my fire marshal, Damon Jones, here as well. So what we want to do is just kind of have a quick conversation with you for some possibilities of reimagining Jamestown. So that's kind of what you guys have been aware of. So I just got to give you a brief context of where this came from. I've been at College Park almost 3 years now, just my last year and some change as a fire chief. And so we noticed as we're going down looking that there are some gaps, some response gaps in our city. So when you start to look at our response gaps going, particularly on the west side, you start looking at the run times going from any of our fire stations, fire station 1, 2, or 3, to the most furthest point to the west, there are some serious gaps. And so when you start to look at that, our team and I had to get together and try to find a way, most advantageous way, so we can come around and make that happen. So this is what we're talking about here. Start looking at response times. There's a national average for response times, a little over 5 minutes, 5 minutes and 4 seconds per apparatus. That means when the bell is received in the fire station, we have a time limit. We have to get it, receive the call, and get to that location. So that's kind of where all your fire stations are located. That's why they're in those specific areas. So as our city grows, you see how those things would change. So now you start to look at that. You start looking at response times. And how that impacts us is it saves life and property. If you think about a working fire in any home or business, person who has livelihood of survival is less than 2 minutes if they're in the building that's on fire. That's less than 2 minutes, minutes and change. So when you start thinking about that, those minutes are crucial as you start to look at that. So every minute counts. So we have to be advantageous, we have to be strategic on how we get there. So we get there with the most trained men and women in the city, and we get the job done, but we have to have all those pieces. So that's why we're before about getting the new fire trucks coming on board. This is the next phase of it. Getting the fire stations in place so we can be able to respond in the area in which you expect us to respond. So we're looking at saving lives and property. That 5 minutes and something, that's that NFPA 1710. That's that national average of sales, what you're supposed to have on scene, how many people, how long it's supposed to take you to get there. That's where all that stuff comes from. So it's not like it's just things I'm pulling out of the air. We're comparing College Park to the national average, the city of Atlanta, any person else, that's where it comes from, in the PA 1710. That's kind of our guide. So, next slide, please. So you look at that, how it affects you and your wallet. You start looking at, if anybody ever had home insurance, business insurance, and they start looking at ISO, one thing they may have to ask you is, where's your closest fire station? If you ever had your conversation, you would say, where's your closest fire station? That means something. The fire station should be located within 5 miles of your residence, and that's what it comes into. The further you're away from that 5 miles, the more your insurance goes up. Now, I can't quote specifics on how much, if you had a fire station next door, how much you'd pay, because it's going to be specific to your particular insurance carrier and all that stuff. But having a fire station within 5 miles makes a big difference in your insurance premiums, and how much you pay as a citizen. So that's what we factor in. So that's kind of where it comes from. So when you start to look at, have you ever thought about a fire engine and a fire truck, why we have specific pieces of equipment where? If you start to look at concentric circles, and I think it's going to be on one of my next slides. Go to the next slide, please. So that's kind of an illustration for what I'm talking about there. Hopefully you can see that from your vantage point. So when you start thinking about ISO and how they do an assessment, those small dots and circles are where our current fire station is located. And I hope you can see that from in the back. So we got fire station 1, 2, and 3. So when you start looking at exactly the coverage required per that NFPA, an engine has a 1.5 mile radius. anything within that concentric circle is their response territory. And aerial truckers were a long truck, the long ladder, they have a 2.5 mile radius. That's where that comes from. So when you start to think about how many stations you have, how much coverage, that's kind of where the guide is going to be in. So that's kind of where we kind of came up with a location where Jamestown is an advantageous location. So think about those spots there as we go to those next few slides. So next, please. So when people think about how did I pick Jamestown, how did that location come, and I guess I will be a little candid. I knew through conversations with Councilman Gay that having a fire station in Jamestown was crucial to his objectives. I knew that going in. And as a new fire chief, you try to get that low-hanging fruit. You want to turn around and be something that you know is going to be something somebody can champion with. And if you don't connect with the people who can be the decision makers, it's kind of, you're wasting your time. So I knew the Councilman Gay was going to be on board. So I kind of, I guess I stroked that one a little bit. But it worked. But it worked. So see, it's just advantageous that it worked. But when you look at that location and someone asks me, how did I pick that location? Think about that area we're talking about, what Jamestown is. Think about all the thoroughfares. You ride by 85, you ride by 285, you ride by Old National, you ride by Camp Creek. You're right in that pocket, and also it hits that area we talked about before, that gap on the west side. So when you start looking at those times and how long it's going to take you to get there, that one spot, moving that one station from possibly station 2 to that new location is going to be a tie into everything I need. Now, I will tell you, this is just a concept. Now, I don't want you to go back later on and say, okay, well, Chief, we don't have this thing going yet. We ain't broke ground yet. This is things where I imagine. This is an imagination. So we're forecasting exactly what things could be. So I don't want to turn around and think, later on that we'll be breaking ground. And that's not happening. But I'm just telling you, if you look at where I want, this is where we need to be. And hopefully we can get on a meeting of the minds and make that happen. Next slide, please. So you think about it. So what I did was I just used Google Maps to kind of look at some response times. So I took particularly Station 1, and our target response was the furthest thing away from in our city, which is kind of west, taking Main Street all the way out, going towards Walkmore Road. That was my target, going as far as I could. So as you can see through some of those illustrations and those routes, how long it's taking me to get there, and how much traffic I had to go through navigating from Station 1. I think on the next slide, I think there's some times also located in that as well. Also Station 2, and now Station 3. So you look at all those different routes, how long it's going to take them to get there. So when I look at some of those times, and I'd be kind of embarrassed to say that it took well over 15 minutes to get to those locations I'm talking about. So when you start thinking about how we can protect an asset and how long it's going to take me to get there, it troubles me. Most of the times you look at the things of what keeps you up at night. What keeps me up at night is not being able to provide coverage, not meeting the expectation for our citizens, because you deserve the best and I want to be able to give you the best. So I got to make sure that if something happens, we have to be prepared. So my deputy chief and I and Chief Jones and the rest of our ops folks, we look at how can we make this happen. If something happened out there, how can we get there and meet the expectation? And so right now we're looking at expectations because we have partnerships with our surrounding counties, surrounding cities, South Fulton, East Point, Hapeville. So by us having mutual aid agreements with them, we can meet our mission to go to some of those places out to the west. But I can't rely on that to be the solution to my problem. Because if you look at going out west, Chick-fil-A headquarters, Buffington Road, anything out there, South Fulton Station 7 is the closest station right there on Buffington. But eventually that station will be going away. So if that station goes away to another location, where's our coverage? That's where the gap is. So all of a sudden now that's a plan that how are we going to be able to fix that gap? So now we have to prepare for that eventuality because that's an aging infrastructure. Eventually if they move to another location, how are we going to be able to cover that asset? Chick-fil-A headquarters, Naturally Fresh, Mannaheim, expressways out that way. There were some severe target hazards that we have to be able to hit. So that's where that mindset, that's where the logic comes from as our team and I get together and strategize. So next slide, please. Just kind of like another pathway. Go to the next one. So if you look at the location coming from there, so this last slide here is coming from that location in Jamestown. It's a neater route. It's a shorter route. It cuts 2 minutes off our response times, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. And I'll go back and I'll show you some possible configuration of that station. You'll be able to see exactly if we put an engine there, a ladder there, a heavy rescue, and our new fire safety house, as we get there, we'll be ready to rock. We can provide a great service for the citizens because that's what you deserve. So we got some concepts on how we're gonna be able to make that happen. And with the help of the city manager and the rest of our folks, I'm real confident that this is gonna happen, but I can't say when. Next slide, please. So this is just some renderings, but possibly what the station could look like. This is nothing we haven't met with any architects, we haven't met with anybody, but I wanted you to be able to see what a 4-bay station would do for you and why we need a 4-bay station. Next, please. Nora, just more examples of stations. Next, please. Okay, next. Next. So that's just kind of imagining. And one thing I'll just say from experience, so I've been doing this job for well over 30 years. 30 years. As you can see by the gray hairs, they are earned. It's not premature graying. Yeah, this is earned up here. So when you start thinking about exactly what a fire station does for a community, and I think everybody can attest, when you see a new fire station is gonna be there 50 years. That's growth, that's prosperity. When you see a new fire station, things grow up around that. So just look at the projection of where you're going as a city. You start looking about 6 West. You start thinking about more subdivisions coming in. You start thinking about when those shovels go in the ground, the fire station locks right into your strategic plan. Like Mr. Hicks was talking about, it hits all those marks as you go in because that's that cornerstone facility. Everything circles around that station. So we are right there in the community. When you see a nice station, you see prosperity. It's an image on what your city, what you want to see and what you deserve. So that's why a station, having the right station there with all the amenities, that's why it makes it so important for you. And I just wanted to see that when I think Councilman Gay and I had a conversation about having a community room. That's another asset. Having a place where the community can come in and can meet and actually be safe, it's benefits for us. You know, they need to have somebody with the firefighters are there 24/7, having a community space where they can get together because you don't have one in your ward, do you? You don't. So you see the need is there. So having a community room in your ward, in your fire station, it makes sense. And I think I even slid a little bit of a police station in there too. So PD, we worked that out. Yeah. That's the conversation we gotta have. So you think about what we talked about before. Access to Riverdale Road, 285, 85, hit all those major thoroughfares. That's all the advantages of having that station at that location. You know, so there's no downside to it. And like I said, there's also some benefits. You start thinking about having an alternate emergency operations center, having maybe even a backup PSAP, you know, for dispatch, having a backup place for them. You know, having a place with community impact, strategic, all those things line up to exactly having that fire station in that specific location. I think we only have maybe one more slide. Next, please. That's where we are. So hopefully y'all been able to give you some information that's gonna kind of guide you to see, you can see the thought process of me and my team. Just kind of let you know, now this is just conceptual. I wanna make sure I preface that this is things, I think if we take this course of action and go, I think it's gonna take us to a position trajectory is just it's unmatched. I think it's where you need to be and I think you deserve it, but everything has to have a certain cadence. Everything has to hurt in a certain time. So I think if we put that in that strategic plan, I think we'll get there.
Thank you, Chief. Thanks for the update. At this time, we will hear information from Rose Steward regarding the water sewer lining indoor pipe warranty program.
Thank you, Ms. Warrior. Good evening, everybody. I am Rose Steward, Executive Director of Inite Resource Center, and I wanted to share some information with you that's that I think is vital. Approximately a year ago, Councilman Gay came to me in my position as, I don't think I was executive director then, but I was still working with Ignite, to talk to me about some plans that he had for the seniors in his community. And he went to, after a meeting with the city council, the entire city approved this initiative, but Councilman Gay was the person that spearheaded it. And so one of the things that have been approved by the city of College Park is a water, sewer line, and indoor plumbing initiative. It's a 1-year program that the city of College Park has provided funds for in advance for seniors in the community. Now, there are certain requirements that must be met in order to qualify for the program. But, and I'm going to talk to you about those requirements in just a moment, but I just wanted to let you know that the funding has already been set aside for this initiative for 1 year per senior. Okay, and so some of the requirements, you must be age 55 or above. Okay? You must own your home, and we verify that through tax records. And you must live in your home. All right, so on the paperwork you have, it's saying there's an application outside. We have streamlined the process, so there is not an application. The best option we have is that you would go onto the website and apply for the programs that you may be interested in. So when you go onto the website, it may talk to you about a gas line program. It may talk to you about several things, but know whatever program you sign up for, the city will only reimburse $100 through Ignite. Once you get your warranty, you sign up for the program, pay for it, get your verification paperwork, contact me. I will meet you that same day and reimburse you $197.88. Okay, that's for 1 year. Now, I always tell the seniors when you sign up, they're going to ask for automatic renewal. They want that. But you can also tell them that you don't want automatic renewal because they'll automatically take it out of your account. But this is a very great program. I think if you're age 50, if you meet these eligibility requirements, please call me. Please sign up outside because I will be able to send you some information regarding and confirm what I just stated, and you will be reimbursed. Okay, but it will take, it's a program that will take care of any plumbing issues. Well, the guidelines are going to be in the packet that you're going to receive. So I'll be outside if you have any questions. If you sign up, you are not signing up with me for the program. You are signing up with me so that I can send you some information about the program that will confirm what I talked to you about today. All right? Thank you all so very much.
Thank you, Ms. Stewart. Next, we will receive information regarding tax exemption resources and opportunities available for residents. And that's going to be with Mr. Phil Latanya.
Good evening, Mighty Ward 4. So I'm here to present to you a wonderful opportunity for a tax abatement program so you don't have to pay taxes. We mailed out probably about a month ago applications. So if you haven't received one, there's copies outside. There's also a sign-up sheet. I left my business card. If you like to use the computer, it's on our website as well under the Property Tax Department. But this program, I have to give all the credit to Councilman Gay. He spearheaded it probably about 2 years ago. Initially started with income requirements, but this past November, citizens voted and removed all income restrictions. So any senior that is 65 years of age or older is eligible. We also have eligibility standards for any disabled veterans or if you have a permanent disability. The application is here. It's outside again. There's some just basic eligibility requirements. You have to be one of the homeowners. If it's jointly owned, has to be 65 years of age or older as of January 1st, 2026. We request a copy of a government-issued ID, preferably a driver's license. that has date of birth. The other requirement we're asking for is a car registration. Now, I know that's a little bit inconvenient, but the reason why we use car registration and driver's license is this credit is being offered to our citizens, our senior citizens, and you have to live in the home. It's your primary residence. So we're making sure through DMV that the car is registered at the primary residence. The other requirement is a homestead exemption, which we can validate that through our office through the tax roll. If you got the application, we already know that you're a homestead recipient. Application deadline is June 1st, so you have about another 2 weeks. We're getting a lot of positive feedback from it. A lot of people are taking advantage of it, and I'm grateful. In the previous 2 years, when there was an income maximum, people enrolled, but we're having a much larger turnout, so I'm very happy for this, for our seniors. I think it's a great program. We're preventing seniors from, having any financial hardship due to their property taxes. And I'm able to take questions if anybody has any. If not, again, my card is outside on the table. There's a registration, so if you fill that out, I can leave a contact number. I can reach out to you. But please sign up. Please take advantage of this. It's a great opportunity. It'll save you money. It'll save money on your mortgage if you have one. These economic times, money's tight, so I think I'm very proud to say that this is a great program and is beneficial to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the update. So we're doing really good on time. And next we're going to have, we'll receive public safety update from our police department leadership that is led by T. Gibson. College Park finest.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'm not a part of the leadership yet, but however, following good leaders such as Chief McCrary and the majors that we have here, I'm not too far behind those guys. Let's give a round of applause to Councilman Gay for all of the great things that he's done for Ward 4, to include the new state-of-the-art dog park, right? So this dog park is a phenomenal addition to Ward 4. So we know Ward 4 is a ward that is on the rise, and they're doing bigger and better things. The dog park, the renovation of Phillips Park, the new botanical garden that's coming that way. So with Councilman Gay and Ward 4 citizens, you guys are stepping your game up. So the police department, we've stepped our game up as well. For the first time in the history of the police department, we had a job fair in April of this year, last month. So with the job fair, we had 12 applicants to apply for a police position job, right? So that's great news. So out of those 12, we hope to hire all 12 of those guys and girls to put them on the streets here in College Park. Also, we have 3 recruits now that are in the academy, and they should graduate in about 10 weeks. They go through a FTO process after that, and they'll be on the streets to serve you guys. Let's talk about the crime stats. In the last 6 months, from January the 15th up until today, 180 days, we've only had 117 calls for service in Ward 4. You say 117, right, in 180 days. To me, as a police officer, that's great. That's great, because we know that could be a whole lot more, right? So out of those 117 calls, most of those crimes have been minor crimes, right? Entering autos, a few burglaries here and there, but most of those crimes are isolated incidents. What that means is there are not citizens coming from other areas. These little juveniles is coming from other jurisdictions. It's not those guys. It's people that we know with the domestic violence type crimes. So we are doing good in Ward 4 when it comes to crime. I think that deserves a round of applause, because we as police officers, we can't do this by ourselves, right? So we need you guys, all of you all, to help us do that, right? So segue into that, we have this initiative that we call say something, see something, say something, right? What that simply means is if you're out in the neighborhoods or you're at home and you see some crimes being committed, get on the phone, call 911, and don't be afraid to call 911, right? If you don't want to call 911, we have a non-emergency number. I'm going to give that number to you. It's 404-766-3618. Again, that's 404-766-3618. So just know when you call the non-emergency number or the 911 number, if you want to remain anonymous, just tell the dispatcher, hey, I see some crimes being committed. I don't want any contact with the police. The police officers are not going to come to your house, so you don't have to be afraid to call because you think that we're going to come, knock on the door, and tell the person that's committing the crime, hey, your neighbor. That's not how it works in the police world. If you don't want to be talked to by the police, just call and remain anonymous. Again, as crime pertains to Ward 4, it's down, so that's a great thing, right? Thank you all so much.
Thank you. And next we'll have someone from our code enforcement. Officer Page will give us some updates on community center and code enforcement.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How y'all doing? I do not like public speaking, but let's get into it. Can't hear me? I said I do not like public speaking, but let's get into it. We're gonna start off going over some of the things in Ward 4, just small things. Of course, we want your grass cut. We don't want to be too hard on you about it, but sometimes we do gonna have to give you them citations if people don't comply. Of course, that we want everybody to know the 4 cars per lot. 4 cars per lot. Don't matter if it's in the driveway or in front of your house. It's only 4 cars per lot. We do that for the purpose of not having the streets crowded, because if everybody can park 6 or everybody parks 7 cars, then it turns into the whole street looking crowded and it looks crazy, and we don't want that look in Ward 4. Ward 4 is clearly the best ward. I can't lie. We got some of the best residents. Y'all pretty much take care of everything and know how things look and how they're supposed to be. Y'all stay on things, pretty diligent, so I can't complain because the ward pretty much take care of itself. So I'm not gonna take credit for how good it looks because it looks fantastic. Of course, we can't have the derelict vehicles. If y'all don't know what derelict vehicles is, it's basically any vehicle that looks bad. Simple. If it looks bad, you got to do something with it. I'm sorry, it's just how it is. You got to get it off the street. You got to get it out your driveway. To be honest, we be a little lenient on that, because if you go through the ordinance, it's really derelict vehicle done. If you got a vehicle that's not registered and it's sitting on the street, we're a little lenient with it, but it just can't sit there forever because it has a bad look on the community and stuff like that. Besides that, man, the ward is great. Like I said, take care of itself. The grass, we got on the grass, we got on the 4 cars per lot. That's pretty much it, man. We just want to keep the grass cut. We don't want to have the street crowded. We don't want to have any wild parties. So let's get to the main topic, the Airbnbs. I know that's what y'all came for. So look, Councilman Gay calls me non-stop over this. The city is working extra hard trying to figure this out. Those Airbnbs, they kind of work in a gray area with the law, with the legal system, but we're not letting them off the hook at all. But it's not just easy as, it's an Airbnb, we can go stop them. It's not that easy. It's a legal process, and to be honest, it's a lengthy legal process. Those guys have lawyers and stuff like that, so it takes some time, but trust me, we're identifying them all, and we're trying to take them all down. But the best thing we can do, the first process of it from code enforcement, is identifying them. So just like with anything in the neighborhood, if we can identify, if we can get everybody to point them out, that'll make the process much faster, because that's the first step, to identify them, and we got to have solid evidence on them, to prove that they're Airbnb, because, the websites, the Airbnb, the split pads, they know the game, so they try to hide. They don't show you the exact address. They give you a vague address, by Camp Creek or near downtown College Park, or sometimes they just say downtown Atlanta. But, it's a lot of them in College Park, and they cause a lot of issues, and trust me, we're trying to get rid of them. Besides that, like I say, the ward is, the ward looks good to me. We got the nice dog park looking fantastic. Phillips Park looking fantastic. We still want to just keep the disturbance down. We want to keep the trash down in the neighborhoods. Like I say, we want to keep the streets uncluttered, and we want to get rid of the Airbnbs. Besides that, did anybody have any questions? Okay. That's it, all right.
Thank you to all of our presenters this evening. We will now open the floor to our listening session, including questions, concerns, and public comments from residents and attendees. So, we have one already. We need a mic runner. Oh, officer. Yes, just 3 minutes. No questions, just concerns. We're going to be listening.
Did you say no questions, just concerns?
Well, you can ask your question, but we can get it back to you.
No problem.
Via email.
No problem.
But I'm taking notes.
Okay. With FIFA coming up, are you making any exceptions to the Airbnb or for people who might want to possibly rent their homes while that's going on? Have you thought about that and made any provisions for that?
So I just want to repeat your question. You said, are there any exceptions to anyone that want to rent their home?
Right.
For Airbnb specifically?
No, with the with FIFA coming
for FEMA.
up. And,
okay, I didn't hear that part.
Want to take advantage of that.
Okay, for FIFA.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'm Joya Alexander, and I'm actually Ward 1, but it doesn't matter.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, good afternoon. I am new to College Park. I'm glad to be here, but my question is, the house that is next door to me has been bought by an investor, and the grass is overgrowing. So I know that I called to inquire about it, but what happens to properties that are bought by investors that are not being kept up? That's my question.
And can you give us your address?
4525 is the property address of the overgrown grass and whatnot.
What's the street name?
Green Springs.
Green Springs. Green Springs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, also, before you state your question or your concern, please give us your name.
Katrina Williams. Hi.
Katrina.
Pretty much the same concern. On Janice Drive, there is a property that is horrible right now because everything is grown up. And we constantly see people going in the property at night doing all sorts of things. And so it really needs to be addressed immediately.
On Janice, would you happen to have the house?
It's right across from, it's between Mr. Hester and Zaron's home, right in front. Yeah. It's on the records before, but just needed to see what's going on with it.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? We have someone.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Camila. I have a business in College Park, Ward 4, Airborne Gymnastics, and I wanted to just know about a crosswalk area that we might be able to have to make it safe to be able to take children back and forth across Riverdale Road.
Thank you. And what's your address?
2473 Riverdale Road.
Thank you.
I do also want to add that at night is when we leave. It is usually dark, especially during the winter months. We leave around 8:30, 8:45. So if we could have an officer out there circling the building, that would be helpful for our instructors. And I don't know what's going on around back, but I always find random things back there. So I don't know what people are doing or what they think it is, but it's a place.
Is that behind the building?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. Ms. Canarius? Ms. Willis, excuse me.
An update on what's going on with my neighbor home on Lake Shore, Christopher Pikes. I know they started a little work, but it looked like it has ended. It's like they come and do a little and then they stop. But we need to really get on the ball about requesting them to finish up a College Park, do something actively to get them to get on board with completing that construction.
Thank you.
I don't know it right off.
We'll get it. We'll drive by and get the address so we can make sure code enforcement get it.
And my last concern is, Councilman Gage knows my concern about Herschel Road. I'm not going to say anything else, but he knows what I'm talking about.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Make it known to us.
Can I tell you?
Yes.
My name's Alan Willis. I'm a husband.
Yes.
Let me explain something to you. We have the best councilman. I like you, sir. But you're building $1 million entity that you're making this whole community beautiful. Look, when you get down the street, I'm coming there, there's a house got so much junk. Oh, they have a house that has so much junk, old cars, tires, everything. That is appalling. And if we're going to spend our money in this community to build something like a botanical garden, the first thing we need to do is clean up around it.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. No, we're not. We're just beautifying. We're listening.
Okay, my name is Marvin Miller. I just wanted to know whether or not the city could send out a notice on when to put trash out on the curb. Because I find it a lot. They'll put it out there on Saturday and we have to look at it the whole weekend. So if you could send out a notice letting people not to put trash out on Saturday, we'll be really grateful. Thank you.
Just want to make a correct. You're not talking about the regular trash. You're talking about the additional
household trash. Tires, furniture, you name it.
Thank you.
In addition to what he just said about the trash, the receptacles for the trash, some of them let them stay out there all week long, and they have 2 or 3 just sitting out there, especially on Williamsburg Drive.
Your name?
Bernice Pascal.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Calvin Westbrook, and we had the same issue on Green Spring and Hopewell. So a lot of my neighbors are up in age, make it difficult for them to drive. We got a lot of tree branches and different stuff that we leave outside the road, and they was coming to pick it up on the regular, but now it's like it kind of slowing down, or they come and pick up half the trash, like partial, and leave the other half out by the road. So we've been having issues with that too as well in that neighborhood.
Thank you. And that's the tree debris pickup. Okay. Anyone else? Oh.
I have a question. I live at 2750 Lakeshore Drive. I'm just concerned with a stop sign almost directly in front of my entry to my driveway. And when there's lots of traffic, I have a problem getting out. And if I had an emergency and if a car was coming, I couldn't get out of my own driveway because the stop sign is too close to my driveway.
And your name?
Annie Elliott.
Thank you. Yes.
Good evening. My name is Jefferson, and I'm concerned about the park, by the
Jamestown Park?
Yes, the Phillips Park.
I'm sorry, Phillips Park.
And so I'm concerned because I was walking one day and I noticed that there are a lot of different people that I've never seen at the park. And as I was walking, a lady approached me and she tried to snatch me, and so happened my husband was there to help me. But it's scary now in the park. You have strange people that you've never seen before in our neighborhood. And so I'm concerned, and I'm really concerned because there are children that are around too. And I'm just concerned about that park up there, especially since people are coming from everywhere, all over other counties coming to that park. And so something needs to be done because I was very terrified walking through that park. And I haven't been up there since. But something needs to be done because we are paying our tax dollars so that we can walk at the park and not be afraid. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, the police department, IT has installed cameras in the park. We have a mobile cart camera in the park to film or to video all the activities. And the police department, at dusk, they actually go in the park and they run everybody out and they close the park. So the police department, we actively patrol the park. There's no time frame, but we randomly, actively patrol the park. So please don't feel afraid to be in the park. I believe there are call boxes also, Mr. Hicks, in the park. So if you guys are in the park on the trails, there are actual call boxes on the trail that you can push. It goes directly to 911 call, the dispatcher in the building.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
We're going to take one more, but go ahead, Ms. Katrina.
Okay, Katrina Williams. I like to recycle everything, and the concern that I have is the way my household schedule works. We sometimes don't make the time frame of where the recycle bin are located now, and so I wanted to just see if there's a conversation about getting recycle bins at our homes, so that would be something great to have. I know we've discussed it somewhere, I don't remember where, but we would love to have I would love to have a recycle bin at the house.
Thank you. We got two more. We're going to take this one and one in the back. And then we're going to get to the fun part, the drawing.
Hello, my name is Natalie Huggins, and I'm from Hawthorne Station. The Chevron gas station across from Phillips Park, it's like a box just hanging, that gold box, or can that be removed? And also, when I was walking this week, I seen police at the park when I was walking around Phillips Park. But also, can y'all change where y'all move that trash receptacle? Can y'all put side down there so it could look a little bit better? Because it's just looking trashy.
Thank you. And what was your name again?
Natalie Huggins.
Natalie. Thank you, Natalie.
Okay.
And we have one more right here.
Good evening. My name is Thomas Barnes. And just to piggyback on my neighbor's comment a second ago, with all the technology we have in the world today, is it possible at the park you could possibly have somebody on a bicycle or something to make effective use as opposed to having an actual car, or somebody that's patrolling the area on a regular basis like that? I myself walk and run at that park. Unfortunately, I haven't experienced that, but that's my neighbor. I see them on a regular basis, so I know they walk continuously. And I myself run at that park, so that would be a concern of mine, whether it's early in the morning or late at night running.
Thank you. And repeat your name again.
Thomas Barnes.
Thomas Barnes. Thank you.
Sir, you said something about bicycles. I'm in the back. You said so the police department, we do have bikes, and we have a program called Pedal and Talk. We actually get out on the bikes and we ride through the city, ride through the parks, ride through the neighborhoods. So you will be seeing more of that this summer. You'll be seeing us, and that's how we get out and get close and personal to the citizens and to those people who aren't really citizens of the city, and we talk to them, have conversations. So we already started that initiative, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And the man of the hour, let's give it up for our Councilman Roderick Gay.
So those were great questions, and we really appreciate you asking them, and they will all be duly noted. I want to vent. I got to vent myself. So the people that are here are the co-award for. You are the ones that make it happen. But what upsets me is as hard as we work and all of the positive things that go in our community, the people put all of that stuff on those social medias that live there forever. Where are they? Where are they? They're nowhere. They're not here. I don't see them at other council people meetings. I don't see them at our meetings. We got neighbors. I know people work. And I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about your neighbors, your friends. It's not fair that they don't support our community by their presence. We haven't had a meeting in 6 months. 6 months. And you can't even give up. I hope you play this on the city website or something. They can't even give up an hour of their time to come here and show their appreciation for our community. And I just don't think it's fair. I really don't think it's fair. And it's not you all. And then that's why we don't like Airbnbs. That's why we don't like short-term rentals. Because we lose the cohesiveness of our community. They don't vote. They don't participate. But they sure as hell use our services. And that's why we don't want them. Now, again, I know people have problems why they can't come. Even my board member's not here. You don't even need to be on the board if you can't come. Because it's not fair. So, but, you know, everybody ain't going to heaven, so. Only a chosen few. So listen. Just a little gallows humor. City Manager Michael Hicks, we appreciate your leadership. Thank you. He's bought in. We've talked. He's committed, and so I'm really excited. And to our First Lady Pamela Gay, if you would stand up, because what y'all don't know is, on her way to work every morning, before she even get out the ward, I got like 5 tasks. And half of them are the things you've said tonight. So we respect and appreciate everything. So please, those people that want to do the tax exemption, at least give Philip your name and so that we can at least contact you and get the rest of your information, because we want you to take advantage of the tax exemption. And if it's something you need and he's not getting, just call me and we'll make sure that we get your information, okay? And we got a raffle, and Denise is my classmate. She's a lawyer. She came to help Ward Forward projects, so give her a hand. And Miss Mobley, where's Miss Mobley at? Miss Mobley, stand up. Miss Mobley has returned back. She's Ward 4 Royalties. Motley, I'm sorry. She's the former CEO, director of United Way in Albany. She's here back with her moms in our ward. So we're happy to have you, and so we're doing some exciting things. To the directors that have hanged with us, thank you all very much. I see our public works director. Am I right? Stand up, please, young man. He's a quiet leader. And to Devontae Davis, our code inspector. Dante, everything they said, if you went in and told them how many times you get these calls? What? Every what? Every second. So, First Lady, you want to come help us with the raffle? The raffle is from the festival. Y'all remember the festival? Well, these are the cards that people gave us to raffle, and so we have so many of them thanks to Ward 1. But so these are $100 cards. So here's what I said. We mailed out listen, this is important. This is very important. We mailed out 3,000 invitations for this meeting. On Mother's Day, and I put out signs. There's signs all throughout your ward. I know I'm just going to get to the point, but I don't know if y'all know this, but in the top of my head, there's a gap where I really got knocked unconscious, putting signs out in our ward. I mean, where I had to go to I almost died for this ward. And then we have a caterer out here with real good food, chicken. And I did a robocall. I don't know what else to do. And so before I close, but on a larger level, on the school board level, on the state representative level, even the governor is calling for a special session to come back and write us out of our districts because we don't show up. I ain't impressed with these people who say they got all these degrees and that. I'm not impressed. I am not impressed. I'm not impressed with my daughter who ain't here. You just need to show up. I'm not impressed. So if we have another one of these, each one of y'all go tell your neighbors, it ain't cool that we can work this hard in the community and y'all can't give up an hour and a half of y'all precious time. Fair enough? All right, y'all ladies take it over.
We gonna give it away.
Good evening, everyone. This is a hard man to live with. But somebody has to do it.
Well, I'm glad it's you.
I know, I'm the chosen one. All right. We here for the fun part.
Wait, does everyone have a ticket? Does everyone have a ticket before we pull the first one? Yes, okay.
Okay. We have ticket 475014.
You gotta be present to win. Going once.
All right. Yay! All right. Okay. And our second one.
They are $100.
Okay. I know that's right. Okay. This number is 475007.
Repeat it one more time.
475007.
All right. Moving on to the next one.
All right. Okay. The next one is 47005. 475005. Okay. She knew she won that one.
Okay. Let me put this down and shake it on up.
Okay, I'll take that. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Our third card. All right. 475010. Woo! All right. Let's see.
Thank you. Okay, our fourth card, 475015. Okay. That's the same house.
Well, that's a
Okay, Miss Jefferson, pull. Okay. Pull. The last one. Okay.
Come on now. If I can see. 475041. Okay.
Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, this includes our section. We have great refreshments, waffle chicks. Half of them you can take. The other half you can stay and let them make them for you. Thank you for coming and have a good night.